What's up guys, Larry Chen here. I'm with my buddy Kyza and I came all the way to the UK to meet up with him to talk about inspiration and to work on this Mustang build together.
Yeah, I still can't believe that, by the way. You flew from the US to come to a car show in the UK and to see me. I mean, of all people.
But that's the thing. So for those of you guys who don't know, Kyza he does exactly what I do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. We pretty much do similar things, but he does things in the digital world.
Just different mediums that we use.
Yeah, it's different mediums. What's crazy is I'm limited to the physical world in that if there's a car that I want to shoot, it has to exist and I have to shoot it in the real world. Whereas with Kyza, he thinks about it and the builds and the ideas and the inspirations comes to him in his mind, and then he creates it in the digital world. And that's cool because it allows you to shoot anything and everything anywhere. It's really kind of cool to see the builds that you have done over the years just from your mind.
Mind power.
Yeah, which that's why when I was tasked with this MoneyLion Mustang build with Ryan Blaney, I was like, hey, I know the perfect person to work with to come up with like the look of it, the livery inspiration. And that's the thing is I chose something that's a little more simple to start off with, which is a very early GT40 Daytona. I think it's 1969, just that simple livery. And I figured we'd kind of move it over to the Mustang, but give you free reign in terms of what it could become and kind of like add your little touches to it.
I think that's the exciting part for me as well, you know. Like we were talking about earlier, when you see liveries that have already been done on cars, but you build upon it, it's an exciting time for me to experiment and see what I can do differently, but to also make it my own.
We're actually here to walk around, check out some of the cool Fords and some of the other builds. We're at Bicester Heritage and we're at the Roll Hard show. What's cool about this show is there's not only Fords, but there's every make and model you can think of, all done up or near stock.
And I actually think this is their first show as well. I think this is their first ever show that they've put on, especially to this scale. So I think it's quite nice having someone like Larry Chen here on their first kind of open day, so to speak. There are cars here that you don't really find in the US, right?
So yeah, exactly. For example, like this car here. Oh my God. You want to talk about Halo car here. This, what a beautiful Ford. I just wish this came out in the US. The wheels that we're gonna go with, the 1552 podium wheels, are kind of similar design-wise to this. While we won't have the Mustang on air, it'll be static, but it will still be as low as possible. So let's look at some of the other Fords here that maybe could kind of give us some inspiration on this build. We got this really clean Mark I Escort RS 2000. This is kind of one of those things where it's like, it has just a touch of color. It has these simple stripes. This actually reminds me of that livery that we're trying to move over to the Mustang.
It has a very similar stripe going across the door there, except the one on our Mustang is black.
This is really cool. Very, very clean build. Love it. So let's see if we can find some more inspiration. Yeah. My original idea was to do an Advent throwback livery on the Mustang, but of course getting a Ford livery on the Ford kind of makes more sense. But this is kind of essentially the same idea, getting an old school livery and then making it new again, like kind of like updating it on a car and changing the colors and changing the design, which is really cool.
Can we also stick a 13B into the Mustang as well?
I like the idea of putting a rotary in a Mustang, but unfortunately the thing that's stopping us is that it has to be street legal. Since we're going for like a touring car, actual track car inspiration, something like this, I don't know, what do you think? This is kind of a recent trend for a lot of show cars.
Plus, you don't really see turbo fans on a Mustang. You know, you see them on Group C cars,
Right.
Le Mans cars, old school JDM cars, Porsches, 935s and stuff. Never on a Mustang.
Maybe, hey, yeah, if we put turbo fans on it, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would make some people mad, and I'm cool with that.
We like doing that.
Yeah, we like doing that. Another awesome Ford that we didn't get.
This is a, what, Mark II Capri?
This is so cool.
This.
Look, it says injection. Look at those wheels. So cool. There's just a lot of cool Fords out here, but we're gonna go back, we're gonna get on the laptop, and then Kyza is gonna actually show me what he's got so far, and then maybe we'll play with it a little bit and see if we can, I don't know, get a final rendering for the actual build. So Rolls-Royce was nice enough to let me borrow one of their cars to drive into the show. This is kind of the most odd thing for us to do. We're talking about a Mustang build while we're sitting at a car show in a Rolls-Royce. You actually had a part in designing Ken Block's Ford F100, correct?
Yeah, so they came to me with the initial pitch that Ken wanted to build and design a Ford F100. And this was probably two and a half years ago now, so I wasn't quite proficient in 3D back at that time. But I was still blown away for them to even approach me. And I came up with some very base ideas for the truck, which they then took and kind of developed further, and yeah, they built it into what it is today, which looks
unbelievable,
incredible.
What do we have here? This is the actual car.
So this here is kind of the first base mock-up of the Mustang. So this is inspired by the old school GT40 livery.
It's so crazy that you could build a car in the computer in 3D before you even turn a wrench.
I think it's extremely helpful as well because it enables builders of cars to see what they're making.
Yeah.
You know, if you have an idea that you wanna see what it would look like, it's a good. I mean, what better way to kind of see if it'll work?
Yeah.
It's like proof of concept. So this is obviously I've been given a small brief with this, and I've done literally the base design. So if I didn't do anything on top of this would be okay because it's the base design.
Right.
But then what I tend to do is I'll build on top of this. So say colors I can change, I can also create my own shapes,
right.
Add on top of this, you know, like I like using triangles, I can color match, I can add lines, and you still have the base livery there.
Yeah.
It's just ready to be built upon.
What's gonna happen is Kyza is actually gonna go spend more time on putting his own touches on it. This is just kind of the base, and it's just cool to see that it's in there and he's already kind of playing with the livery. So the finished product is going to be a lot different, I'm guessing.
You can see here I've created decals already to kind of go on the car, so I can simply switch these colors out and change it.
Wow. Now it's in Japan.
Yeah. I can add a bit of background blur to this.
Some bokeh.
Yeah. See what it
this is incredible, and I just cannot wait to see what you come up with. The next episode, you'll see us actually wrapping the car, putting it together.
I want this car.
Yeah. Can I win this? Can I? I know I'm building it, but can I win this? Kyza's gonna enter too. Cool. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks to MoneyLion. Thanks to Ford, and thanks to Ryan Blaney for partnering up with me on this. See you guys later.